Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we get to the topic of this video, which is FBI searching Scott Ritter's house, I want to say that you, my audience, are the best reporters, the best investigators, and the best source of rapid, quick info for me that I could ask for. I put out a video yesterday, and very late in the evening, I got comments from you that Scott Ritter's home has been searched by FBI. And of course, tomorrow, we had an interview scheduled, me and Scott. After quite a break, a few weeks we didn't have interview, which we tend to have very frequently. And of course, I was concerned. So I've searched what's going on, and on the top of it, I received an email from Scott today because that's how he operates. You know, he's the real deal. So he says this in the email: Anya, unfortunately I won't be able to do Friday's interview. Once I get my computer back, we can reschedule. Sorry for any inconvenience. Sincerely, Scott Ritter. So let me tell you this. First and foremost, I don't read my personal emails, especially on YouTube. But this one is important because this shows you the character of the man, and this also shows you the professionalism of the man, and that he is not being intimidated by what is taking place. However, I want to read you an article from Times Union, I think. I never came across this portal, but here is some detail. Scott Ritter claims search of home is related to foreign agent law. FBI and state police spent hours at the Bethlehem residence of the former UN weapons inspector Ritter, whose passport was seized, if I mispronounce, apologies, in June. Denies violation. FBI agents and state police on Wednesday, that was yesterday, descended on the home of Scott Ritter, a former United Nations weapons inspector who in June had his passport seized by the US Department of State as he attempted to fly to Russia for a conference. Shortly before noon, marked state police vehicles and unmarked law enforcement cars lined up near Ritter's Dover Drive home just before 5 p.m. Can I just say, is this actually not against the law to mention the address exactly? I'm just saying. Those of you who are lawyers and who knows, please put in the comments down below, because I don't think they should be that precise with the location. Just before 5 p.m., authorities carried more than 24 boxes out of the house. On that note, I want to say, as we all know, they know everything they need to know already, right? But I think I came across information that there were 25 boxes that they took out from Scott's home, including, of course, his computers, or computer, I don't know how many he had. After the agents and officers drove away, Ritter emerged from the home and briefly spoke with reporters. Here is describing his outfit as if it matters, but I'm gonna read you this. Dressed in shorts and a t-shirt with an image of the character Inigo Montoya from the 1987 fairy tale comedy Princess Bride on it. I'm not familiar with this. Ritter said the investigators were there to execute a search warrant related to concerns apparently the US government has about violations of the Foreign Agent Registration Act. That federal law requires individuals and entities that represent foreign interests in the United States to register with the Department of Justice and disclose their activities. Didn't know there is such a law, now I know. Ritter said the search warrant allowed agents to look for electronic equipment in his home. They were clearly interested in communications that I've had with people related to the work that I do. Ritter said, "That's all I can say about it. It's up to them to review it." Ritter maintains an active online presence, writing articles critical of US foreign policy towards Russia and operating on podcasts friendly to his views. He said he has nothing to hide and that he cooperated with investigators. Here are some words from Scott. "There is no doubt that I'm being targeted because of statements I've made about US policy in Ukraine. I'm being targeted because I have made an effort to try and improve relations between the United States and Russia, to bring about arms control, to bring about peace," Ritter said. He said he has no ill will towards the agents who carried out the search, but that I do have complaints against the personnel who caused this to happen. This has a chilling effect on free speech. That's what Scott said. The idea that you have a free speech right in America, but when you execute in a manner that the US takes exemption to and they launch a search warrant, that's an intimidator factor. I can say that I am not intimidated and I will continue to speak out and I will continue to do what I do because that's my responsibility as an American citizen. The FBI confirmed law enforcement activity in connection with an ongoing federal investigation, but declined further comment. State police said troopers were aiding the investigation. FBI spokeswoman Sarah Ruane, I think that's her name, arrived at Ritter's house just before 4 p.m. and told the assembled media that no one was in custody and that she could not provide information beyond the Bureau's initial statement. She was seen speaking with an FBI attorney at the scene before entering the house. On Tuesday, Ritter posted a photograph of himself on X, previously known as Twitter, website, formerly known as Twitter, alongside independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has been in an Albany courtroom this week, while lawyers argue over whether he should be allowed on the November ballot in New York. "Burgers with Bobby," wrote Ritter, a repeat guest on Kennedy's podcast. The photo appeared to be taken at a restaurant across from Albany Medical Center Hospital. I don't have Twitter or I don't have X account, but I actually went on it to see what Scott put out and I saw that picture. When asked after his court appearance Wednesday why he met with Ritter, Kennedy said, "Because I admire his stance on foreign policy and I am trying to keep this country out of a nuclear war." 2 months ago, let me see if this is also... 2 months ago, Customs and Border Protection officers stopped Ritter at the JFK International Airport and confiscated his passport. Isn't it? Okay, I'm not going to read this because this is about the passport story, which we all know. But isn't it, look at this, guys, JFK Passport story, and now Robert Kennedy Jr., both related to Kennedy's name. I'm just saying, I mean, it's me. I look from a different standpoint at things. Anyway, I will attach this article down below this video. There is another article that I will also attach in which you can see Scott Ritter, if you haven't already, making a statement at the front of his home. I am absolutely sending all my love, support and energy to not just Scott, but to his family, to his wife, and I'm not sure if he lives with one of his daughter or both of them, I'm not sure. And all his animals, because this is traumatic experience and no one should be treated like this. And I know that he will be fine, no matter what. He's fighting a good fight and that is the most important. I just wanted to give you an update, and I normally don't share my personal emails, but this email is very important because it does show you the character of the man. Like I said, these are not the times to be a coward. These are the times to be courageous. And we have to remember that God always wins and light always wins. And I believe in God's protection. And Scott has this protection as well. Even I'm not quite sure about his stance on God. I'm not saying religion. But I trust that everything will be good. So this is all for today, everyone. You're welcome to leave the comments down below. However, I don't have a comment for you today, but however, I would appreciate if you don't put all your fear, energy about what's gonna take place or who is safe, who is not safe, if I'm safe. God is watching over all of us. And you know what? At the end of the day, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So flesh is just a temporary thing. That's how I look at it. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. I see you tomorrow in a solo video, not in a live stream with Scott Ritter, but I'm sure eventually we will have Scott back on my channel. Bye everyone.